Hello my dear students, welcome back to the video class. In this video class we are going to discuss first chapter of the civics, that is modern democracy. My dear students, if you are living within a family or if you are living within a society, certain rules and regulations are required so that each member who is living within the society or the family can perform their duty in a proper way. If any rules and regulations will not be there will be complete chaos or there will be complete disorder within the family or the society, and working of the family or the society will be interrupted. So, for the governance of the family, the rules and regulations which are being made did not go right now, because very few members are living within the family. After doing their work in a proper interval of time or regularly, they will understood that this is their working and they will perform according to that. But comparison to a family, the society is a bigger unit. In the society, people of different castes, religion and different mindset are living. So in the society, the rules and regulations which are being made for the proper governance, that are written clearly. And this written set of the rules and regulations is regarded as the Constitution. In the same way, for governing the country also, some system is required by which country can be governed. If we talk about the earlier time, then earlier time countries or the geographical areas were governed with the help of the rulers or the monarch. In that specific area, what decisions were made by that ruler or the monarch, that were prevailing. Or in other words, we can say they were the master of their territories. But slowly and gradually, mindset of the people changed. They started to think about the new system of the government in which they can feel more freedom, they can get more opportunities. So on the basis of this, the types of the government which are practicing in the different part of the world, that are three. One is a monarchy, and there is a dictatorship, and third one is the democracy. Let us discuss one by one. Monarchy. Monarchy is a system in which there will be the single control of an individual on the specific area. This system of governance is work on the hereditary process. Means power will shift from one to the another generation. All rights are reserved in the hand of the king. King, for the benefit or for the proper functioning of the administration, a council of ministers is there to assist or to help the king or the monarch, but it is totally on the goodwill or bad will of that monarch that he is accepting the proposal of the council of ministers or not. Second one is the dictatorship. This dictatorship is little bit similar to the monarchy. As in the monarchy, power is concentrated in the one hand. Same way, in the dictatorship also, power is concentrated in the hand of a single individual. All the decisions will be taken by that single individual, and there will be full control of that individual on the military and the other form of the administration. All the civic rights of the people within the dictatorship form of the government will be suspended. People are not allowed to contest into the elections also. Now, democracy. If we talk about the today's scenario world, then it is believed that this democracy is the better form of government compared to these two. But this democracy also of two types, direct democracy and another is the indirect democracy. Direct democracy is not practiced in today's scenario world. This was practiced in the ancient Athens. In case of the direct democracy, all the people who were living within the territory or within the area, to take any decision, they all were sitting together and discussing on the various issues. This form of the democracy can be practiced on the smaller units only, or the areas whose population will be less. But as the time passes away, population increased, and as a result of the increasing population, it was not easy that each and everyone will sit at a place and they will take a decision. That's why another form of the government or another form of the democracy was started to be practiced in that area. That form came to be known as the indirect democracy. This indirect democracy is also known as the representative form of the democracy. Why it is known as the representative form of the democracy? Because in this system of the government, people choose a representative on the behalf of them so that these representatives can take the decisions. In today's scenario world, if we talk about the democracy, then in many countries, this indirect form of the democracy or this representative democracy is being practiced. Now, while people of the different countries started to practice the democracy, for this purpose, there are some historic perspective also. According to the historic perspective, earlier time there were the king or the monarch and the ruler, and king and monarch were taking the decisions on the behalf of themselves, or they were taking decisions by themselves. So it was not possible that the decisions which were taken by these king and monarch that will be benefited for all the group of the people who were living within their territory. Many times in the history we have seen there were such type of rulers and the monarchs whose only aim was to safeguard their interests, and they were doing very less work or no work for the betterment of the subject or the people who were living under them. That's why slowly the faith of the people of the monarchy system abolished. People started to think about the system of the government in which they all can be equal, because earlier time equality was not there. Those who were the nobles, those who were the privileged groups, or the upper classes, they were enjoying a lot of facilities, and middlemen as well as the poor section of the society, they were suffering a lot. So people started to think about this, and it is said that this was the year of 1789 when people of the France revolted against the monarch privileges, and this was a new wave in the globe which established a new system of the governance that came to be known as the democracy. Now, modern democracy. As I have already told, modern democracy is similar to the indirect democracy. Because every time it was possible for the people that they can sit together and take a decision. But as the population increased, area became bigger, it was not easy and convenient that all the people of any individual territory or the area can sit together and they can take a decision. That's why modern democracy came into existence. This was also known as the indirect form of the democracy or the representative democracy. In the democracy, there will be the rule of law. So what is rule of law? As we are knowing, earlier time in the society there was inequality. In front of the law also, some people were there who were getting a lot of privileges, others were not getting any. But in the democracy, such type of things are not there. There will be the establishment of the rule of the law. Means, in front of the law, each and every citizen of the country, either they are richer or the poor, either they are male or female, either they are belonging from any caste group, any political, social or economic background, any religious group, it didn't matter. Each and everyone will be same. Means, if same crime is committed by any political leader and a common man, then according to the constitution, same punishment will be given. This is why the varied spirit are most important aspect of the democracy. Then two more forms are there. One is the social democracy and another is the economic democracy. According to the social democracy, all the citizens who are living within the society, they are free or they are equal. Each one has their interest and they can do anything to fulfill or to get their goal or the interest. No one is inferior or the superior. Everyone who is living in the society, they are equal. Economic democracy. According to this economic democracy, each and everyone get the appropriate opportunity so that they can increase the economic status. Means each and everyone is free to earn money so that they can be economically well-versed or good. Now next topic is making democracy successful. How democracy can be successful? For making the democracy successful, elections are contested regularly. Our general elections took place in all the constituency. There will be the rule of the law. Each and everyone who is living within the society, they have to follow the law. If any individual is not following the law, then they will be punished. Besides that, people should be well aware regarding the politics. Why? Because in the democracy, everything is dependent on the leaders. So in case if people are choosing the wrong leader, they have not more knowledge regarding the politics, it is possible or it is 100% sure that the leader who will be elected, they will spoil the development of that area. Next thing is given, there should be the proper public opinion also, so that people can choose the best leader. And people should also raise question on the different working of the government, because if people will not raise the question, the working of the government will not be in a proper way, and government can be autocratic or the dictatorship. Now, another provision which is being made, that is the fundamental rights. For the proper functioning of the democracy, 6 fundamental rights are provided to all the citizens by the Constitution. That are right to equality, right to freedom, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights. And last one is the right to constitutional remedies. These are the 6 fundamental rights which are provided to all the citizens who are living in the country. First one, right to equality, means everyone who is living in the society, either they are belonging from any background, any cultural group, religious group, caste, gender, it didn't matter, they all are equal. Right to freedom, everyone is free. Everyone is free to make any type of business, choose any type of occupation, live in any part of the country. Right to freedom of religion. All the people are free to practice any religion. If they are not happy with their existing religion, they can embrace the another religion. They are also free to spread the teaching of their individual religions. Right against exploitation. Any individual can't exploit, means can't make suffer to the other individuals. And according to this right against exploitation, child labor and human trafficking is being banned. Means any child whose age is below 14, that can't be worked as a hazardous place or dangerous place. And if anyone is involved in the illegal selling and purchasing of the boy or the girl child, they will be punished. Cultural and educational right. Everyone is free to preserve their own culture and everyone is free to take education in any institution throughout India. Any institution can't deny to give education or to provide education to any of the individual on the behalf of their culture, religion or the practices. Right to constitutional remedies. This is the most important fundamental right and it is also regarded as the heart and soul of the all fundamental rights. According to this fundamental right, if any individual, any right is being crushed, then they can appeal to the nearby court. Now, political equality, social equality, economic equality. Last 3. These are also the 3 various spirits of democracy. According to the political equality, each and everyone is free to contest in the politics. Means anyone can take active part in the politics. Means anyone can contest into the elections. Second, social equality. In the society, there will be equality. No one is inferior or superior. No one can be ill-treated on the basis of the gender, religion, or any caste or cultural group. And economic equality. Government had made a lot of provisions so that each and everyone get proper opportunity or equal opportunity to make their economic ventures, means they can be economically rich. So this was all about chapter 1. Next time we shall discuss about chapter 2. Till that time, bye bye.